us in the studio, we have Tyler Gentry, candidate for Boone County Judge. Tyler, welcome to the program.
Yes, thank you so much.
Hi. Now, Tyler, you've been a judge's assistant, for the last 6 years now. And of course, that gives you a whole lot of insight into, daily operations, challenges of the office. How has that, unique experience prepared you to step into the role of county judge yourself? And what's one specific area that you feel you'll be able to hit the ground running on day one?
Yes, that is a good question. Definitely a lot of challenges in the last 6 years, but when I started, it was actually we've always had an assistant in the office, but it's been to be the assistant judge to our county judge. And that has been solely to alleviate the duties that the judge has because there's so many departments under his umbrella. It just takes up a lot of time and it's a lot of work. And so that's kind of the unique experience I think that I've had and what kind of gives me the confidence to do this is because for 6 years I have learned not just how the county operates as a whole, but what the county judge does on a daily basis. And I've taken the workload from him and hopefully been more helpful than hurtful in a lot of areas. But I think that's helped me to be able to hit the ground running on day one of I already know the day-to-day things. I know how the county works. I know what our departments, how we run currently. I see what we do right and I see what we can improve on. And so I think the thing I can do from day one is focus more on those improvements instead of someone getting in and they're having to learn, how the quorum court runs and how our office here runs and how all these different departments run. I'm kind of already have that knowledge. And so I think I can focus more on what do we have in our budget and let's plan to make some improvements because we really need some improvements in Boone County. So I think to answer your question, that's what I bring to the table.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, because the county judge, both chief executive and the presiding officer of the quorum court. And so beyond the day-to-day, Tyler, what's the one key initiative or priority that you envision for Boone County during your term that you think would directly benefit the community members?
Yes. Also good question. So with, of course, like you said, county judge is the chief executive officer of the county, the CEO, if you will. And with quorum court, it's kind of nice because county judge gets to preside but has no vote. And so that is where our, JPs on the quorum court get to shine and they get to make kind of those tough decisions as well. I think one of the most important things to focus on, kind of tying into quorum court a little bit here is just focusing on preparing a budget for our quorum court to pass and just being as responsible with the taxpayers' money as we can be. That also ties into a thing that's important to me, which is just being transparent. Let's bring back communication to the public. Let's bringing other people into the conversation. We don't know everything. We're not the best at everything. And that's why we can utilize the people that we have in our community. So I'd say just being responsible with our taxpayers' money is priority. Having open dialogue and communication, being transparent with what we do. If we can't do something, let's explain why we can't do that. There may be legal reasons why we can't do that, but that's a little better than just telling someone no. You know what I mean? And so I think those are the important things. Bringing back the basics to county government. Let's get some trust back to our county government, and that comes in those forms of when you call, you're getting the judge on the phone. The judge is coming out to look at your problem. You're getting that direct line of communication, and so that would be my focus is to kind of bring that back, bring back some trust, and hopefully build a better Boone County. Wait.
Very cool. Now, of course, there's no position of, without making tough decisions. All right. So here comes the whammy question for you, Tyler. Can you describe a time that, maybe from your current position or even another experience that you had to kind of work through a difficult situation and how you approached resolving it? I mean, what did you learn from that experience?
Yes, so difficult decisions, those come every day. So, whether it's, of course, we deal with anything from road problems to issues with the departments under the judge's umbrella, office things, employment issues, right? Inflation, all these type of things. One thing that comes to mind, and I believe you're from Carroll, or you live in Carroll County, is the wind turbines, right? That's a huge thing. Everyone's kind of seeing those go up right now. You can see them when you enter Alpena, and that's still, a ways away, obviously. So when that first happened, I think the challenge there was you have Boone County, similar to Carroll County, in the sense of we like to have no zoning. We like people to have the rights to their property, decide what they want to do with their property, and as long as it doesn't affect anyone else negatively. So the challenge with that was to keep the same mindset we've had, which is the landowners should be able to make decisions that benefit them, but how do we balance that with the fact that something like that, something huge like constructing commercial sized wind turbines and all the effects that those could have, it directly affects the neighbors. It doesn't just affect the person who owns that land. And so Boone County luckily kind of got on it, a little proactive and put on a moratorium that stopped that from happening until we know more, until we have more information of how everything is going to be long term, what the effects are, what's the effects to the wildlife, what's the effects to the people down the street, what's the effects to, when the if something was to break, just these basic type of things. And so that was a huge challenge that we somewhat overcame by putting on that moratorium. So I had brought that ordinance to county legislation at the quorum court level, and they luckily voted to put on this moratorium. So that gives Boone County some more time to at least know for the future if we want to do something further, more restrictive, or just roll the dices. And I was proud to be part of that, and to also, proud of the quorum court ultimately, because again, county judge, let alone me right now as just the staff for the county judge, we have no say at the end of the day. So we rely on the quorum court to be proactive. And I think they did a fantastic job. And I think that's just a good example of different challenges that we face in this office.
There you go. There you go. It looks like you're going to be getting ready for one hell of a job to kind of fill in the shoes there a little bit, huh?
That is right.
There you go. Well, fortunately, you've got the
It's
experience
an
behind
important
you.
job. And
There you go. There you go.
yes,
Well,
sir.
of course, folks, we've been online here with Tyler Gentry, candidate for Boone County Judge. Early voting starts here February 17th.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to double check my dates. Of course, the actual election going to be on March the 3rd. Want to thank you for taking the time to visit with us, Tyler. But before we let you go, is there anything specific that you want the voters in Boone County to know before actually heading to the polls?
Yes, so of course I'm glad that you ran those dates by just as a reminder for people. I think a lot of people around here they know it's important to vote, but when it comes to Boone County and specifically the county judge race, it's not next November. This is all decided in the primary election. We have five people running for county judge, me being one of those. And it's decided here in March. So it's important to don't bypass this. Don't think it's not important to get out and vote now, because since everyone's running under one party, all running Republican ticket, it's decided in March. So I would just encourage everyone get out and vote. Again, I've been the assistant county judge to our current county judge for 6 years, and I know the day-to-day operations. I see the things we do correct. I see the things that we can improve on, and that would be my focus. And I think we could hit the ground running without waiting on that learning curve. I'm not going to pretend I know every single thing, because it's a fluid job. Things are constantly changing, laws are constantly changing, but we need someone to do this job and take it seriously and wake up every day working for the people of Boone County. And I would do just that. So I would just ask everybody to get out and vote. I hope you consider me. And if you have any questions, concerns, suggestions, my phone number 870-517-0023. And you can email gentryforjudge@gmail.com. And of course, my Facebook page is my name, Tyler Gentry for Boone County Judge. So just come follow me, ask me questions. I love that. And let's have a conversation.
That sounds great. Tyler Gentry, again, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us on the program, and good luck in the campaign.
Thank you, Mickey Klein. I appreciate you.